The chair of the Homeland Security Committee referring to how government investigators were able to smuggle liquid explosives and even detonators into some key federal buildings. Once inside, they were able to assemble the bombs and walk around freely. Explosives that could do a lot of damage. So how does it happen? Joining us now, the ranking Republican on the Homeland Security Committee, Senator Susan Collins of Maine. You're pretty steamed about this as well. You said that we're paying for all this security and it's not doing any good.
It's very troubling. The GAO was able to smuggle actual bomb components into 10 federal buildings. Every single time GAO tried it, they succeeded. That shows a pervasively lax security.
We remember what happened a couple of years ago when that security guard at the Capitol building was shot and killed, apparently, by a deranged gunman. Here you've got, I mean, if terrorists wanted to try this kind of thing, obviously the GAO pulled it off. The terrorists could do it as well.
That's absolutely right. And the GAO was able to buy these bomb components just at local hardware stores for less than $150. So these materials are readily available, and we have to depend on security guards and equipment to keep them out of federal buildings, particularly when we know that a lot of federal buildings are at high risk. They are obvious targets.
What do you say to people, though, who might say, well, why are we publicizing this? Why are we telling the rest of the world that some of our most, what should be our most secure federal buildings, like the Capitol building, for instance, have these security holes?
Senator Lieberman and I debated whether we should go public with the results of this report, and we decided that the findings were so alarming that unless we shined a public spotlight on the findings, that we would not be able to force the kind of corrective action that is needed and needed immediately. This isn't the first time that the Federal Protective Service has been criticized. There have been previous reports, and yet the problems have remained. This is the most alarming, and we believed by making it public that we would spur corrective action.
One of the suggestions is that this agency, the Federal Protective Service, has had difficulty merging into the much larger Department of Homeland Security. Is splitting FPS out and making it sort of an organization maybe like the Secret Service or something like that? Is that potentially a possible solution here?
That, I think, would be a cop-out. This isn't an organizational problem. This is a leadership and a resources problem. And it's also a matter of holding people accountable, whether it's the federal agency or the contract security guards that have been hired for these buildings. GAO did not find a problem just once or twice, but in every single case. And that suggests a systemic failure that has to be remedied.
And since one of the offices was that of a U.S. Senator, unnamed as yet, I'm sure it hits pretty close to home for you, Senator Susan Collins of Maine. Thank you.